Hey everyone, Kevin here, Armageddon Outdoors. I've got a friend of mine's 80 Polymer 80, and he's having problems with the thing stovepiping. It's his first build and everything, and I told him I would take a look at it and just see if I can see any obvious thing. It's just a standard parts kit that he used for it. He added a couple things. He added the different extractor on it because he thought that's what the problem was. But let's just, see what's going on here. Now, one thing I'm noticing is it seems kind of, I don't know, rough, dragging back. So, I mean, that definitely could be part of the problem. If the spring is so tight, because it just seems like a very tight spring. It's a standard, like I said, standard parts kit. But let's see. So, see, it's unloaded. So go ahead and release that. Pop the slide off of it. And we'll just see, notice anything in here, which I'm not. Did a real nice job on, his mill job here. Getting that all nice and flush, sanded down. No problems in there. I mean, everything here is looking okay. I mean, there was some marring there. But I mean, that's understandable just with the little bit of oil that he had on here. He didn't have it covered in oil, which you don't need to. Let's take a look at the slide. Okay, now seeing brass there. So that's picking up the brass from your, from your shell casings coming up before it's getting loaded in. That's kind of odd. Striker's working nice and freely. Let's take this off. Now see, it is just a standard, like I said, standard parts kit that he picked up for it. It has the plastic guide rod in there, which I'm not a fan of. I think you get too much flex on them. Pretty sure he got the assembled slide assembly, so. Again, I'm just not really seeing anything noticeable on it. And everything there is working nice. Now, he had a copy off me. You see, he has the OD green. He had a copy off me because I had the OD green. Okay. He put a skin on his slide, which is kind of neat. Then this slide that he got was pre-cut, so for the RMR and Holosun, so he put a Holosun 507 on there. So this is my polymer. This was one of the first ones that I built. OD green. I got a Safari precision slide. I got it in the battle worn black with the OD green. I really like that. It really turned out nice. But just moving this, I mean, yeah, you definitely have excuse me, you definitely have some resistance. I mean, you're supposed to, but it seemed less than his. So let's just take this one apart real quick. Now, like I was saying, I have the stainless steel spring or stainless steel guide rod and spring assembly. I just want to put his in mine real quick here and just see if it has that same resistance in mine. See, it does. I still think his has more. Okay. Get microfiber over here. Just wipe this thing down real quick. I mean, I like to definitely have oil on it when you put it back together, but when doing, you know, adjustments and things here, you don't have to have it dripping with oil, so that's why I'm just wiping off some of the excess here. After I'm all done, I'll put a couple drops on it because that's all you need, literally, is a couple drops. Now, I'm going to put in my spring and rod assembly. Slide that back in, just checking again. Yeah, I am wondering if his spring is maybe just a little bit tight, and that's why he's, you know, not getting the full action. Depending, I'm not sure what ammo he was using. I think he's tried a couple different brands and powders, bullet weights, but we'll have to get a little bit more information from him after just checking this stuff out here. I really think it's that spring, because it just does not have a nice smooth feel on it. Of course, the problem that you have when you work on these things, you know, come up with spare parts. So I don't want to say plenty of spare parts, but I definitely have some spare parts here. So I have one for a Glock Model 17, just a standard one. Again, this was the one that I had taken out of mine when I got the stainless steel rod. So let's just throw this in here real quick. I almost want to say it's a spring. See, that's why I'm not a fan of this polymer. You know, the spring can make the guide rod move on you. It can, you know, when it bunches up there, it can get caught. And that's what I just wonder if it is happening. Because again, he did a good job down in here. I mean, you see there is a, kind of hard with the light, but you have, I don't know if that was just a, you know, a marker that he had put on there. I like to round that over just a little bit more, just to open it up a little bit. So I think that's what I'll do, is I'll just get a little file and just clean that up a little bit. Will not take much. Just don't want any burrs on it. You don't want any sharp edges that, you know, when your spring does bind up, it can go up against. Okay, now I'll get a little piece of sandpaper. Nope, that's a little rough. Get a different one. .800 grit. That'll be nice. Yep, too big. Had a pencil around here someplace, but who knows where that went. There we go. Pencil is like the perfect size to wrap this little piece of sandpaper around. Just seems like it always is the perfect size. Now I take a little piece of masking tape. Once I wrap that around there as tight as I can, just a little tiny piece. Put on that on the back side, and then just keeps it in there. And you can just get in there and spin it around. Again, it doesn't take much. You got most of it out of there. I just wanted to clean it up just a little bit. Just make sure there's no burrs in there. And that's the one thing that he asked me about mine when I built it, and he really liked seeing it, and that's why he's like, boy, I should do one of those, but I'm scared. And I said, don't be scared. I said, it's, it's really not as hard as what you would think it is, getting one of these Polymer 80s. And it really truly is fun to do. And then it's fun to, if you do have problems like this, it's kind of fun to figure it out. He's just been, checking, changing parts, and, doing little odds and ends, and, researching, and he just was kind of drawing a blank on it. And that's why I said, if you want to, I can take a look at it. I'd be happy to. And that's why it's now, that I'm looking at it. Just, as a friend, just said, yeah, not a big deal. I'll see what's going on with it. There. Let's see if we got any markings on it now. I don't see anything different on it, that's for sure. So that's good. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this spring in here for him, the one that that extra one that I have, and let him try it out, see if that does anything different. I'm just feeling, they feel identical, so it's not, but you never know. So this was mine. I'm going to put this one in here. Put that one back in his case for him. Put all these other pieces away. Put my setup back together. Yeah, this is what I was saying by just a little bit of oil. I mean, you see I have a couple drops in there, but just a little bit. I've got the needle applier for my one lube set, and just nice, just a little, couple drops. But man, I just think that this one works so much, and I think it's because of that stainless steel guide rod and spring. This one, to come back all the way, it's tight. I mean, that's one thing I was concerned with was, with this Safari, because it has the, the ports in the top and the sides all cut out, for reliefs. I was kind of concerned, am I going to get the right weight on the spring? Because I kind of just guessed when I bought this spring and rod assembly. I got it from, Midway. Is it going to be the right poundage? Because literally it was a guess, and I have had no problems with this. I mean, zero function problems. It's done great. So I think that, because his slide is, ported as well, cutouts on it. So weight wise, this one is still lighter. This thing is it's so light. That Safari is so light. This is heavy. I mean, granted, it has the hollow center on it, but that isn't adding that much more weight. But I don't know. It might be that spring. It's the only thing I can see. There's nothing else, you know, internally that would cause, you know, throw a red flag up for me to cause stovepiping. So that's what I'm going to tell him. I'm going to, since I did wipe some of that oil off, I'm just going to put a drop on here. Now this isn't the needle point that I usually have. I have it on another one, but just put a little in the slide areas there. That'll spread all the way through. And I'm going to call it good. And thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoy it and, you know, get any kind of, I don't know, not that much instruction out of it, but hopefully you get some tips on, you know, what I was looking for and what we can do in the future to alleviate it. Thanks. Have a good night.